So this is Desmond. He's got the most horrendous name of Designer Golden Destiny, which I absolutely hate, especially because he doesn't look like a golden destiny, he looks more like somebody's hunter. I bought him because I had another one by the same stallion that was quite nice, and they all move reasonably well. As you can see, he's got a nice attitude. He's the horse that wouldn't have a bridle on because of his ears. And as you can see, he's had a bridle on today very easily, didn't even have to tie him up, just popped it on. And the same with the saddle. This is his second day long reining, and he's going very, very sweetly. He's been extremely easy to long rein. And I thought I would just show you a few things about the long reining with him. One thing they have to do is stand still. That's one of the most important things, because obviously everything that you want to do riding, you must be able to do on the long reins. And as you can see, he's standing beautifully still and very patiently. So it's all to me a sign of a horse that's going to be very easy to ride. Because he's also already got naturally good manners once we got over the ear problem. And I've got an old clapped out old saddle that I've used for years and years for long reining. It's stiff and horrible, but I think they've got to get used to us bumping around on their butt on their backs with jackets on and rustly coats and stuff like that, so I always use that old saddle. Stirrups are tied to the girth with string so they don't bang about and flap over the top of the saddle. And then we've just got these long reins. I like to have different colours so I know which side is which, and I always put a head collar underneath in case the horse ever gets loose and they get the bridle off, just so I can still catch them. I don't think he's going to be a problem then. Right, so we'll just do a little bit on this end near the camera. Okay boy, welcome. Use the long reins like a whip just to push them on, and also my voice. If I use my voice, then if I'm riding and anything goes wrong, they hopefully still be familiar with the use of the voice for stopping and going and things like that. Good boy. We'll try that. Ooh. So yesterday when he learnt to stand still, we had a lot of head shaking and foot stamping. 2 or 3 minutes, and he learned to do this very quickly yesterday. What's that, the cat? I know! What's he doing in your video? Hawthorne, go away. Go on, shoot. Okay, walk on. Walk on. And I like them to walk and trot on the long reins. I don't canter them because I can't keep up. And once he's been long reined in here, he'll go all around the field and then eventually around the lanes and the common. Walk on. Walk on. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I teach them to trot on the long reins first of all on a circle, and he hasn't trotted in a straight line yet, he's only done it on a circle. And we'll just show you. Trot on. Trot on. Again, use my voice. Good boy. Trot on. Good boy. Trot on. Good boy. Good boy. Trot on. Trot on. Good boy. And walk on. Walk on. Walk on. And then we'll just go the other way. Change the rein, you just do that. Little figure of 8. And I think once I can do that little figure of 8, then I've got fairly good steering. Good boy. I'm just going to, he hasn't been this way yet today and walk on a circle, so shut my rein a little bit. Good boy. Walk on. Walk on. Good boy. Good boy. We're going to try and stay in this corner because of the video. Good boy. And trot on. Trot on. Trot on. So considering he only learnt trot on, good boy. He only learnt voice aid yesterday. He only learnt what trot on means. He already very quick learner. Very willing learner. Good boy. And you have to keep telling them how good they are. Good star. Look at that trot. Big trot. Trot on. Good boy. And we'll walk. And walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Walk on. Good boy. Don't ever walk on. Don't let them just trot. Stop. Always make sure they trot, walk, then stop. Ooh. What a good boy! Okay, we'll turn the video off. Thanks for watching. Welcome. So we're going to try and show you now how he long reins in a straight line. I'm not sure how much you'll see on the video. Being positioned in the corner, but we're trying to keep it the same. Behind them is actually quite scary for them. Put on then. Put on then. Bit of a steering problem. That's it. Good boy. Put on. It's actually quite tiring too. Good boy. Not quite as planned, good boy. That works. I do jump them on the long range and I'm running behind. Do ditches and ditches through water, steps. Hopefully so then they're more confident when you come to ride them over them. I'm to get my breath back now, so we're going to go out on the grass now because he's been so good in here. Boy, look up, find the other one. Good boy, good boy. So as you can see, he's now about a quarter of an hour later and he's now walking on the long reins very happily on grass, and we've done some trotting too. We've been over the ditch in the field, up and down the step and over a small log. I think you'll agree he's exceptional. Good boy. I'm actually long reining with one hand so I can video this. I wouldn't do this out on the common or on the lanes, but or maybe I would. But anyway, not till I think he's absolutely safe. We're just going to go right round the edge of the school. Good boy. Shorten that rein a little bit. Good boy. Oh, there's it there. Welcome. I don't know if I manage a little trot on the grass. I'll see if I can and hold all the reins. Get my reins so I don't get caught. Okay, trot on. Good boy. Ah, whoa. Oh, he's such a good boy. So we're back in the yard now and we're going to untack him. I unclip the long reins off the bit as soon as I can. The one on the far side first, and unthread it through the stirrup pretty quickly, because once they're not in your hands and they're on the floor, they are actually quite lethal if the horse gets loose, because they're quite they can get caught on something or horse get frightened. The other long rein I unclip and put onto the head collar as soon as I can, again, because we don't want the if he won't stand still, I don't want to be pulling on his bit to make him stand still while I untack him. I should take the saddle off first. I shall expect him to stand in the yard, because eventually I would expect him to stand tacked up, not tied up, in the yard while I untack. So usually my next job is later when they're obviously warm, is to then take them to the hose pipe and hose them off. I don't take them in the stable to untack them unless it's raining or unless they're particularly difficult. I can't roll the stirrups up because they're around the string. So just undo the girth. Little mental note to myself, that girth wasn't that tight, so tomorrow I'm going to make sure the girth is long rein with a slightly tighter girth. You've got to get used to that for a rider. And then I just take everything off and pull it over his back. I know normally you'd roll the stirrups up and do the girth, but he's got to get used to all sorts of stuff banging and crashing about around him. And obviously with it all being tied onto the girth, it's quite difficult to thread them all up. I'm just going to throw that on the floor because I don't want him to learn to move around while he's being untacked, and I'm going to take his bridle off. So this is the horse on the video that didn't like his ears being touched, and that was 2 days ago. Hopefully now he'll let me take his bridle off. I'm just going to be very cautious and give his ears a little rub, and this was the worst ear, and I think he's going to let me take his bridle off. Let's have a look. Good boy. good boy. What a good boy. And that's the end of my little long reining video.